do not need this to be adjustable today. I'm trying to flatten the sail as much as possible to depower. As you can see, it's quite windy. Kind of scary.
Today is the solemn, which means all the boats start on a reach. Basically, all the boats are going to get to the first mark at the same time. You're going to see some carnage.
We'll do committee boat, flag, the starting pin, buoy 1, buoy 2, buoy 3, and buoy 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Only Anthony gets a point that high, though.
Yeah.
The rest of us have to tack upwind.
So we, sort of take it to extremes because these boats are so fast, so small and so fast that we can race on a really short course. But it's been kind of a, fringe, at the fringes of, not sort of mainstream. But of course it's about to become mainstream because the America's Cup has an element very similar to this, not going upwind where you have to zigzag it back and forth, but all the boats ripping at high speeds in a straight line.
I always know when Bora's going sailing when I hear him beating his boat with a vice grip.
I ended up to weather the committee boat.
Yeah.
Trying to bear away and get into deeper water.
Yeah. And I saw you
Front
do a couple.
foil would clip.
Uh-huh.
Full cartwheel. Get the thing back up on the other board. Full cartwheel a dozen times in a row.
Yeah.
Angry, depleted, crying.
Oh no.
Pride broken, yelling.
Try not to bear away.
well sailing.
You have to get going upwind, get foiling, and then bear away. And that much wind, you'll never be able to bear away.
That's into even shallower water. I know you got to commit. Like
Yeah.
tons of weather heel and then go.
Yeah. That's the same thing I had when I was racing. Is like Harris, Maddie, and I barrel off the start. They both flip over. Now I'm way ahead. Then I flip over. Now they're way ahead. Then they flip over. I catch up, and so Harris and I pass each other back and forth. But at times they were a leg ahead of me. I'm like, you know what? Keep racing. It's fun. It's it's always a bit harebraining. Like it's fast. You're a little on edge, but the feeling of bearing away in one of those puffs, it's like you're just hooked up to the back of a F1 car and it's taking you and you can't say no. It's fun. There's a little bit of water on the lens, it looks like, or old stuff maybe.
Come on over, see what you got here.
See it, Tony.
I heard you got some new moves.
Get that. That's some moth yoga. Feel how tight that shit is here? Easy. Big breeze yoga practice.
So having some new people in the fleet, for us is a great thing. It's good because one, we got more boats to race against, more fun people to race against because moth sailors are generally, good fun. But we also need, the level to come up a lot. And having somebody like Juan, one thing that's proved us through the years is that good sailors always rise to the top. And so it's only a matter of time before those guys become kind of contributing members to our fleet. I see one thing that we need to change. This needs to go around the back. Is that okay?
There's a bunch of line in my box or in that bag that's right in front of the box. I want to go in my box, take this line in my and go in my box, see if we can find something that's not as thick but the same length.
I started sailing catamarans when I was younger, and then I moved into the laser class. So both very different from the Moth.
He's also very modest. He's a 2-time Olympian in the laser class. So, he was a perfect fit for me to say, hey, let's blow off classes and go sailing.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's put it on.
When I started in the laser class, it was a lot tougher than this. Like, sailors are obviously very good, but nobody's trying to help each other out. Like we're here. Makes it a lot better.
I am not getting the dead cat that's in the bushes. That's where I
Another
draw the
alligator
line.
kill?
It's actually disappeared. Is Johnny going for it? Or Bear going for the dead cat? It's over here, Bear. The dead cat.
So this thing, I just picked this up on the edge of this marsh. This thing will float kind of on the surface or just below the surface, and you can't really see it. And if you hit this thing with your foils, you stop immediately. So it's like a car accident.
So this picture here, I think, is a pretty vivid illustration of what happens when a moth meets a plastic bag at speed. This was a U.S. sailor who was sailing in Biscayne Bay down in Miami, pushing it really hard downwind, and wrapped a plastic bag around his rudder, and in the ensuing cartwheel managed to slash the back of his leg on his trailing edge of his hydrofoils. And as you can see in the picture, it cut through the skin, through the muscle, all the way down to the bone. Actually, at this regatta, we're announcing a new partnership with 11th Hour Racing. 11th Hour Racing is a non-profit environmental group based in Newport, Rhode Island, and they've signed on to be the sponsor of the class.
These guys exemplify our mission. They use reusable water bottles. Their shipping containers are very small. They're doing beach cleanups at every regatta, and they are working to always be better and improve their impact.
When we sail in other classes, we want to try and take those same steps there. And it's a new relationship, and a lot of it's going to be about brainstorming and coming up with new approaches to solve these problems. But we're excited to kick it off and to see kind of what the creative minds in the class come up with. So we'll definitely be announcing a lot more in the coming days. But for now, we're really excited about the partnership with 11th Hour.
This is the super brief skipper's meeting for the fleet racing. The current thought now is to go out there, try and get as many fleet races in as possible. It seems like it's actually come up a little bit since you guys have come in. And the point that it starts to get marginal and racing quality of racing is degrading, we might move to finish up the slalom, as it's easier to do slalom races and marginal foiling than it is fleet races. At the point that then it gets even worse than that, we'll come in.
Anthony Cocoon, after a poor start, making his way through the fleet into up the middle of the course. Well in the lead.
Hour, baby! I'm gonna rip my wetsuit while I was grabbing it.
Nice job, Anthony.
Got less than 3 minutes to win sequence of the last race. Laura and Anthony are, we think they might be tied for first. Going into the last race, we're going to double check that in a minute. And great conditions for this, and may the best man win.
Okay, sounds like we're gonna go into sequence here.
All clear. Laura had a very bad, or a good start, but he fell down with the lack of wind.
Oh, a little bummed. Had a bad start. Fought my way through the fleet. Just got to Anthony's heel, I think. Couldn't quite get past him by the finish. If I had one more lap, maybe. But like that was, I think whoever beat who that last race was going to be the regatta winner. So he got me by a point probably. Oh, Tony Cocoon.
Tony Cocoon does it again.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Both of you guys might have been tied going into that one.
I think we were.
Yeah. That means it's a good battle. You came back today.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, another weekend of racing in the bag.
I wish it was always that easy. Got my feet put to the fire a little bit today, though. That's for damn sure. But was a little cranky on starboard tack, but luckily that last race kind of sorted out a little bit. But Bora just kind of got a little unlucky there at that last start, and what was hoping to be a little bit of a last race mono showdown brawl kind of didn't happen really, unfortunately. But yeah, super happy, very happy.
Whew. Good times.
How was that weekend?
That was a great weekend. A little out of breath, but we had good sailing, good practicing. Some of these guys are the top in the world and previous world champions, so all in all, I think it was a great week. Charleston produced. We're getting a little nervous, but the gnats, we can deal with it as long as there's wind.
Oh, I think it was mainly because of my sponsor, New England Ropes. Without a main sheet, I wouldn't be able to hold on to anything or make it downwind.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with the sails.
North sails are also in there. They're keeping me in the game, you know.
Really did a nice extension there.
Yeah, that was good. I think the two were working together, and we just kind of went forward through the race course.
It has everything to do with the fact that I was just sailing like and never in any and never got anywhere close to the starting line at the correct time.
Would you like to say something about your sponsors?
Not today.
Not today.
Thank you, Canon. Line honors. Haven't gotten shit as far as actual line honors go.